All right. It's time to do this, everybody. What's going on? Okay. I feel like this tripod is crooked and I don't like it. I'm trying to line up lines I see here with lines. Can't quite tell. Maybe it's my imagination. Maybe the house is crooked. All possibilities. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Monday, June 24th, 2019. My name's Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Oh, so good. That tastes funny. Nope, it's fine. I think there just might have been a bit of toothpaste on my mouth or something. Well, what's going on, everybody? How are you? Hope you had a great weekend. If you live anywhere around me, you had some of the greatest weather ever for a weekend. Holy cow. It was like 75 to 78 degrees, sunny. Aside from this bizarre 5-minute stretch where it rained, the weather was perfect. Spent most of it out in the yard, working, planting, cutting. It just, oh, perfect. What else did I do? Went to the gym, dinner with friends. Helped out at a taekwondo testing on Friday. It was an exceptional weekend. It really was. One of those weekends that I wish every weekend could be this great, you know? Part of it was that I worked really hard to not have any commitments. There were some things that people invited me to that, yeah, I wanted to go to. But I also really wanted to spend time by myself. I wanted to have a quiet weekend. And I did. It wouldn't have been that long ago that I would have said yes, because these were martial arts friends and these were things that you could have put under the heading of growing Whistlekick. But I've been gone or busy the past 3 weekends and gone next weekend for a Whistlekick, for a tournament. Teams that the team will be participating in. And I wanted 1 weekend to myself. I deserved it, I needed it, so I took it, and it was great. And it's something I'm getting better at, is being willing to tell people, no, I'm not going to come to that thing because I need some time. I used to lie about it, just say, oh, I'm busy. But now I'm better at being honest, saying, you know, it sounds great, I appreciate you inviting me. I'm not going to come. And I know sometimes that hurts people's feelings, sometimes it offends people. But I've noticed that we all do this. Whether or not we admit it, pretty much all of us do this. And I found that the people who get offended do it too. So I don't care. I don't care if someone gets offended. I got to take care of me. I got to do what I need to do for myself. I hope you all recognize that. I hope you will do the same for yourself. This is important. Nobody's ever going to take better care of you than yourself. I had some questions come in that we can go over. Remember, if you want to ask a question for me to answer on the next episode of First Cup, you can do it below. If you're listening to audio, you can email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com. Oh, man. I went to bed at like 9. It was great. I slept really well. You have said that you want to make martial arts cool. How do you think people can best go about doing that? I do. One of the goals, Whistlekick, is to get more people into the martial arts. Good morning, Wesley. No, we shut down martial arts calendar a while ago due to a lack of usage. We were putting in a lot of resources every month, and people weren't using it. So at some point we'll revisit it. It's still an idea that I believe strongly in, but I think we're just ahead of the time on it. I agree. It's a shame. All right. So one of the goals at Whistlekick is to get people into and keep people in the martial arts. And one of the issues that we've talked about has been the fact that martial arts has this reputation for being, kind of dorky. And for the most part, that's okay. But if you train in the martial arts anywhere between age like 9 and 18, you know that that's an issue. You know that for all the things that some people will say about, oh, well, it doesn't matter or it shouldn't matter, or who cares what other people say, the majority of people in that age range do care what other people say. And if you don't believe it, you probably forgot what it was like to be in junior high and high school. I haven't. I remember. Now, if we can shift the way martial arts is perceived, it will help, not eliminate, but help with some of that. So how do we make martial arts cool? There are a lot of things that we can do. First off, I did an episode on teaching teenagers with Sensei Jared Wilson, and we aired that on Martial Thoughts. I don't think we rebroadcast that on Martial Arts Radio, but I may be wrong. But in that episode, we talked about what teenagers need in classes, and a lot of the stuff that we're talking that would be relevant here came up in that episode. But bottom line, there are a few things that we need to show. We need to show a path forward towards professionalism. And I don't mean being a professional instructor, I mean like a professional competitor. The things that teenagers want to do give them the opportunity to be larger than life, to imagine that they are. Whether that's video games or team sports or music, they all have this path towards being a high-paid professional celebrity. Martial arts needs that too. We need role models. Secondly, and we've already started working on this, apparel. An apparel brand that is, for lack of a better word, cool. We're trying to do this. We work really hard on our designs to make sure there are things that people want to wear. And I would say our most popular demographic, even still to date, are teenage, let's say 13 to 25, 29-year-old men. One of the pickier demographics. We have plenty of young women as well wearing Whistlekick apparel, and that tells me that a lot of what we're doing there is right. So, is there more nuance to that answer? Can we get into more detail? Yeah, but we're not going to right now. But that's the heart of it. Oh, coffee's fine. Which episode of Whistlekick Martial Arts Radio has had the biggest impact on you so far? Well, first off, I'm going to back out of this because there's a new episode that I got to look up. Where is it? And remind you who's out today, because I think I know which one it is, and I'm going to talk about it for a minute. Yep. Okay. So, today's episode of Martial Arts Radio is with one of my original karate instructors, Sensei Beth Bilat, or Shihan. Her official title is Shihan. I have her down as Shihan Beth Bilat. Not only is Shihan Beth one of my original instructors, I've started training with her and Shihan John again after nearly a 20-year hiatus. But if I was to make a list of people who was most influential on my growth, my upbringing as not only a martial artist, but as a person, she's in the top 5, undoubtedly. She started raising me since I was 4. She's awesome. Awesome person, awesome martial artist. Looks like she's going to be teaching at Training Day in November, so I'm excited for that. But for a year, I'd been looking forward to having her on the show, and we made that happen about a month ago. So check that out. That's right here on YouTube or in your podcast app. Now, episode of Martial Arts Radio that has had the biggest impact on me. The impact has been subtle. That there have not been any episodes that in and of themselves made me change things dramatically. The collection of episodes has made me change things dramatically. But with so many of the episodes, I get another piece, another nugget of what's going on, of what I want to think about, what I want to say, how to look at martial arts in the world, in my life, in my training. You know, I think I could say, I think I'm going to say episode 400. Here's why. I'm going to say episode 400 because it seemed like right around that time, the amount of and the type of feedback that came through seemed to change. I get more emails now than I used to about people enjoying what Whistlekick is doing, or offering support, or thanking me. And during episode 400, there were a lot of people who joined in, who watched. More than episode 2 and 300 when we did those live. And it was the episode where I felt the most like we're on the right track. It's only taken 4 years, right? But I feel like we're moving forward in the right way. And so that's impactful. That makes me feel confident and happy and other positive words. All right, what else? You have spoken about the unique tools martial arts equips people with to deal with hard times. So far, what have been the most frequently mentioned skills guests have mentioned? When people talk about their difficult times, and I ask them about how their martial arts helped them with it, most of them seem to say something very similar around confidence or self-esteem, perseverance, this idea that, yes, they were in the midst of a challenge, but they knew how to work through a challenge or knew how to work on a challenge. We've had people on who have had tremendous health concerns. You know, we've had 2 people on who, for all by statistical data, should be dead. But they decided that wasn't the outcome they wanted. So they refused that diagnosis, and they are alive today. empowered is probably the word I'm going to use. Martial arts seems to provide an empowerment to people that allows them to shape their lives into what they want, or I guess more in the context of this question, to shape it away from, to carve out the things that they don't want to be part of their life. And I think that's pretty powerful. It's one of the great examples of martial arts and how martial arts makes lives better. I hope people continue to realize that. I want us to spread that. Martial arts rocks. It really does. And I was reminded of that on Friday as I watched a couple of young men test for their black belt. Watching them struggle, watching them go through emotions, watching them handle the unexpected. And out of respect to them and the testing process, I'm not giving you details. But it's always a powerful experience. There's something about black belt testing, at least the way I've always experienced it at various schools, that it starts to help people see what they're capable of. Because we're all capable of so much more than we think. Our capacity for growth and progress and getting up again so greatly exceeds what we believe it does. If more of us remembered that, I think it would be a good thing. And so I think that's what I'm going to offer you today as your homework. A lot of us tend to get pretty negative. We use words like, oh, I have to, I've got to, I need to. Flip it. I get to. I'm able to. I'm excited to. Because even if it's something that in and of itself you don't want to do it, it's something that enables you, empowers you to do other things that are important. You may not like your job, but you have a job that provides for you. Maybe not the lifestyle that you wish you had, but far more than another job might. You don't have to go to martial arts class. You get to. You're able to. You don't have to take a shower. You get to. There are people all over the world who don't have running water. And that may seem trivial, but it's incredibly empowering to just change those words. And it's something I'm working on myself a lot. And it's something that I'm calling other people out on quietly in person. Because when you shift your mindset in that way, when you shift from I have to I get to, a lot of other things change. You start to see that the majority of your life is constructed by your own design, and there's power in that. What was it that Stacy said? Martial arts do rock, and the arts have given me something to hold on to in those darkest of times. Quietly present even in my absence. Yeah. Martial arts is always there for you, whether you are training or not. It's always there ready for you to come back to when you want. It's great stuff. So just try to watch for that language. I get to. I'm able to. I want to. I feel lucky to. Very rarely is someone making you do anything. You may not like the consequences of not doing it, but it's still a choice. Now, if you want to ask me a question, as I said towards the top of the show, you can do so below, or you can email me at jeremy@whistlekick.com. If you have not subscribed, hit subscribe, turn on notifications so you get the little ringy-dingy on your phone when we do the show, which we do every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Of course, you can catch it later at firstcupwithjeremy.com or in your podcast feed. I already gave you your homework, did things out of order today. That's okay. But I hope you have a great day. Ask me some questions, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.